Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is VC Pramod with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates first ever submarine optical fibre cable for Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Inaugurating the link, Prime Minister says it is government's commitment to improve connectivity and ease of living. Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar releases document on best practices and launches portal on human-elephant conflict today. Over 15 lakh people recovered from COVID-19 in the country so far. Recovery rate further improves to 69.33%. And Health Ministry's telemedicine platform provides over 1.5 lakh online consultations. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today inaugurated a 2,300-kilometre submarine optical fibre cable network between Chennai and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Mr. Modi said this project is the Union government's commitment for ease of living.
हमारा समर्पण रहा है कि राष्ट्र की सुरक्षा से जुड़े बॉर्डर एरिया और समुद्री सीमा पर बसे क्षेत्रों का तेजी से विकास हो। साथियों, अंडमान निकोबार को बाकी देश और दुनिया से जोड़ने वाला ये ऑप्टिकल फाइबर प्रोजेक्ट ईज ऑफ लिविंग के प्रति हमारी प्रतिबद्धता का प्रतीक है।
Saying this project will boost tourism in the islands, Prime Minister expressed happiness over completion of the project before deadline. Mr. Modi said this is an Independence Day gift for the people of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands.
चेन्नई से पोर्ट ब्लेयर से लिटिल अंडमान और पोर्ट ब्लेयर से स्वराज द्वीप तक अंडमान निकोबार के एक बड़े हिस्से में ये सेवा आज से शुरू हो चुकी है। मैं अंडमान निकोबार के लोगों को इस सुविधा के लिए अनंत अवसरों से भरी इस कनेक्टिविटी के लिए बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं, शुभकामनाएं देता हूं।
He said not only will the people of the Andamans get a big boost, but also sea trade will rise exponentially. Mr. Modi said high-speed net in Andaman and Nicobar Islands is a big day as the people will get all the benefits of digital India. Saying connectivity is part of tourism growth, the Prime Minister emphasized that tourists who will travel to the islands will also be benefited by the digital initiative.
अंडमान को जो सुविधा मिली है उसका बहुत बड़ा लाभ वहां जाने वाले टूरिस्टों को भी मिलेगा। बेहतर नेट कनेक्टिविटी आज किसी भी टूरिस्ट डेस्टिनेशन की सबसे पहली प्राथमिकता हो गई है।
The Prime Minister said the Andaman and Nicobar Islands felt the need for years, but no steps were taken to fulfill it. He expressed his happiness for being able to deliver the project, notwithstanding such major challenges. The Prime Minister said providing better and cheap connectivity to the people of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands is the responsibility of the country. Mr. Modi said the submarine cable is one such effort to prove that Andaman and Nicobar Islands are not far away from Delhi and from the hearts of the mainland. He said the government is committed to the speedy development of national security-linked border areas and island states. The Prime Minister said the Indian Ocean has been the centre of India's trade and strategic prowess for thousands of years, and the Andaman and Nicobar is an important centre for India's economic strategic cooperation. He said all the islands of India would be playing an important role under India's new trade strategy for Indo-Pacific region. Mr. Modi said under the Act East policy, the role of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands in India's strong relations with East Asian countries and other countries connected to the sea is very high and is going to increase. Communications and IT Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad was also present on the occasion. This cable project is running 2,313 kilometers under sea between Chennai and Port Blair at the cost of 1,224 crore rupees. 7 islands of Andaman and Nicobar other than Port Blair are connected, namely Swaraj Dweep, Little Andaman, Car Nicobar, Kamorta, Great Nicobar, Long Island and Rangat. This will boost digital services like tele-education, telehealth, e-governance services and tourism on the islands.
The era of slow internet in Andaman Nicobar Islands has come to an end today with the launch of the undersea optical fiber cable project by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Due to satellite connectivity, in a very limited bandwidth was available, but with this OFC cable connectivity, the bandwidth has been enhanced to nearly 100 times. Now, bandwidth of 400 Gbps is available between Chennai and Port Blair, while bandwidth between Port Blair and the 7 other islands is 200 Gbps. This will easily cater to the needs of high-speed internet by the users in Andaman Nicobar Islands. Further, BSNL, which is the project execution agency, has also increased the monthly data volume and the data download speed by 15 times for its existing broadband users without any change in the current tariff plans. Users can now download maximum data of 1500 GB per month with the optical fiber cable. They will get a high internet speed of up to 4 Mbps. BSNL, as mentioned in its press release, also increased the data download limit for mobile users ranging from 2 to 20 times. The mobile users will also have a high-speed internet plan of validity from 7 days to 1 year. All these plans have been applicable with the launch of the undersea optical fiber cable project. The users in Andaman and Nicobar will be able to use the internet efficiently for their day-to-day activities, and this will bring an internet revolution in the islands.
The Chief Secretary of Andaman and Nicobar Administration, Chetan B. Sanghi, stated that the undersea optical fiber cable project connecting Port Blair, Chennai and 7 other islands is a historic one. A 20-year-old dream of the islanders come true.
20 साल से जो अंडमान के द्वीपवासी सपना देख रहे थे, वो अब पूरा होने जा रहा है। इसके अंदर जितने भी डिपार्टमेंट्स हैं भारत सरकार के, DOT है, BSNL है या गृह मंत्रालय में जो आइलैंड डेवलपमेंट अथॉरिटी है, सब ने एकजुट होकर पैंडेमिक के बावजूद इतने कम समय में ऑन शेड्यूल इतने बड़े प्रोजेक्ट को कंप्लीट किया है। ये अपने आप ऐतिहासिक कदम है। अंडमान के बच्चे जो बाहर जाकर पढ़ते थे उनको अच्छा होगा, अंडमान में जो इंडस्ट्री आएगी उनको अच्छा होगा, ट्रैवल एंड टूरिज्म जो यहाँ का बैकबोन है सबको जो है संजीवनी प्रदान करेगा, क्योंकि हम साउथ ईस्ट एशिया के इतने करीब हैं, हमारे यहाँ इतनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज आ सकती हैं।
Today, the Andaman Nicobar has been connected with the rest of the world. The project will provide a new boon to local tourism. Gaurav Patwal, AIR News, Port Blair.
The Lieutenant Governor of ANN Islands, Admiral D.K. Joshi, thanked Prime Minister for this historic project. He has claimed that the project was on the agenda of the Island Development Agency and could be completed today with the valuable cooperation of the PMO and the Ministry of Communication. He extended his greetings to all the islanders for the project.
प्रधानमंत्री जी ने बहुत बड़े प्रोजेक्ट का उद्घाटन किया है। ये ऐतिहासिक प्रोजेक्ट है, करीब 20 साल से चल रहा है। सबसे उल्लेखनीय यह है इसके आइलैंड डेवलपमेंट एजेंसी के एजेंडा पॉइंट में शामिल होने व PMO तथा संचार मंत्रालय के पूर्ण सहयोग के बाद ही यह कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हो पाया। इसके साथ ही मैं आग्रह करना चाहूंगा कि जो सेगमेंट सब बच गए जल्दी से जल्दी फंक्शनल उनको कराने का प्रयत्न करें।
The Minister for Environment and Forest, Prakash Zavadekar, today released document on best practices and launched a portal on human-elephant conflict on the eve of World Elephant Day 2020. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Zavadekar said, "We are proud of the Indian culture, which loves animals, and killing them is not considered a good omen." He said government has taken initiative of fodder and water augmentation in forest areas so that animals will get food and water in the forest area and will not come outside. He added that LIDAR technology is being used for it.
अगर जंगल में पानी और खाद्य मिला तो वो बाहर क्यों आएंगे? और एक जो किसानों ने ये सूत्र समझाया उसके आधार पर हमने फॉडर एंड वाटर ऑगमेंटेशन इन जंगल एरियाज ये बड़ा महत्वपूर्ण कार्यक्रम लिया है और उस कार्यक्रम में अब इस बार लाइडर टेक्नोलॉजी का भी उपयोग कर रहे हैं, लाइडर सर्वे भी कर रहे हैं और इस साल जो दिसंबर के बाद काम होगा सर्वे के बाद उसके सहारे अगले साल से जंगलों में पानी, घास और खाद्य बहुत अच्छे मात्रा में पैदा होगा।
Minister of State for Environment and Forest Babul Supriyo said it is a moment of pride that India is having 60% of global population of Asian elephants. The World Elephant Day is being observed every year to spread awareness about the animal. It was launched in 2012 to bring attention to the urgent plight of Asian and African elephants. Poaching, habitat loss, human-elephant conflict and mistreatment in captivity are some of the threats to both African and Asian elephants.
India's COVID-19 cases have crossed the 22 lakh mark today with 62,064 new cases. The Health Ministry said the death toll climbed to 44,386 with 1,007 more deaths. The recovery surged to 15,35,743 with a record 54,859 more people recuperating in the past 24 hours. This has taken the recovery rate to 69.33%. The case fatality rate has dropped to about 2%. There are 6,34,945 active cases of the coronavirus disease. The total coronavirus cases now stand at 22,15,074, including 44,386 deaths. This is the fourth consecutive day that the COVID-19 cases have increased by more than 60,000. As many as 4,77,023 samples were tested yesterday, taking the toll to more than 2 crore 45 lakh, according to the Indian Council of Medical Research. Former President Pranab Mukherjee has tested positive for COVID-19 today. Mr. Mukherjee has requested the people who came in contact with him in the last week to self-isolate and get tested for COVID-19.
Indian hockey team forward Mandeep Singh has tested positive, becoming the sixth hockey player of the national team to contract the COVID-19 virus. In a statement issued by the Sports Authority of India, 20 players camping at SAI's National Centre for Excellence in Bengaluru were given RT-PCR test. Mandeep Singh has tested COVID positive, but it is asymptomatic. He is being administered treatment by doctors along with the other 5 players who were also tested positive. The players had returned to the national hockey camp in Bengaluru following a month-long break. In the Union Territory of Chandigarh, COVID-19 infection has reached Punjab Raj Bhavan. Principal Secretary to Punjab Governor Shri J.M. Balamurugan and 4 others tested asymptomatic positive for COVID-19. Mr. Balamurugan has been home quarantined. The test was also conducted on Punjab Governor and Administrator of Union Territory of Chandigarh, Shri V.P. Singh Badnor, but he has been tested negative. According to the official spokesperson of the Punjab Raj Bhavan, a 2-day COVID testing exercise with rapid antigen test was carried out at Raj Bhavan, in which total 336 persons, including security personnel, officers and staff members, were tested for COVID-19.
The number of COVID cases in Telangana state crossed 80,000 mark with reporting of 1,256 coronavirus positive cases during the past 24 hours. As per the daily bulletin issued by the State Medical and Health Department this morning, the state so far reported 80,751 COVID cases. Recovery rate has improved to 71.31 from about 70% 2 days ago. With this, over 57,000 people so far recovered and got discharged from various hospitals in the state. Meanwhile, 10 more died yesterday due to COVID and other comorbidities, taking the total toll to 637 so far. In Mizoram, 27 fresh positive cases of coronavirus were detected, while 2 patients were discharged after recovery during the last 24 hours. According to the official statement, the total number of COVID-19 cases in the state has reached 620, with 2 patients migrating to Assam. So far, 298 patients have recovered from the infection, while 322 patients are undergoing treatment.
In Madhya Pradesh, an Air India flight carrying 114 Indians who were stranded in the UAE due to the coronavirus-induced lockdown reached Indore yesterday night. Of the total number of passengers, 64 disembarked in Indore, while the remaining 50 were further flown to Mumbai.
Nodal Officer of Indore District for COVID-19 Prevention, Amit Malakar, informed that none of the 64 passengers who got down in Indore were found with symptoms of coronavirus infection during the airport screening. He further added that those passengers who already carried a test report of not being infected with COVID-19 will have to stay in home isolation for 14 days as a precautionary measure. Other passengers will have to stay at an isolation center for the first 7 days and under home isolation for as many days later. Meanwhile, State Medical Education Minister Swas Sarang has also tested COVID-19 positive. He shared the information on his Twitter handle. Sri Sarang is the fourth member of the MP cabinet who tested positive besides the Chief Minister. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
The Gujarat government has again hiked the amount of fine charged for not wearing a mask. Talking to media persons today, Chief Minister Vijay Rupani said that 1,000 rupees fine will be collected for violation of the mask rule in the state effective from tomorrow. He said that fine has been hiked following the Gujarat High Court order in this direction. Earlier, the fine for not wearing a mask was hiked from rupees 200 to rupees 500 on the 1st of August.
Amid rise in COVID caseload in Maharashtra, State Health Minister Rajesh Tope has informed that 500 ambulances have been procured to transport patients which can enable timely treatment to them. Besides, to curb the spread of the infection, the district administration of Aurangabad has decided to undertake a scientific sero survey from today onwards. More in this report by our Mumbai correspondent.
Aurangabad District Collector Uday Chaudhary has appealed citizens to participate in Sero Survey. Aurangabad has 4,994 active cases in the region. On the other hand, coronavirus infection which had spread rapidly in North Mumbai, including Dahisar, Borivali and Kandivali areas, seem to be coming under control. Effective measures have been taken to increase the screening process of hawkers and shopkeepers through door-to-door screening by the municipal corporation. As a result, the rate of increase in new coronavirus cases has reduced by 30% in last 15 days. Meanwhile, the police department has clarified that the e-pass is still required to travel from one district to another. Madhuri Pange, AIR News, Mumbai.
In our series Experts Speak on All India Radio, we bring you views of leading medical experts on COVID-19. Talking to AIR News Director, AIMS Delhi, Dr. Randeep Guleria advised people to aggressively follow social distancing and hand hygiene norms to check the spread of COVID-19 infection.
Regular hand washing should be done. So those who in an area where there is coronavirus infection should wash their hands regularly. You should avoid going to crowded places because if someone in the crowd is coughing and has the infection, he can spread to others in the crowded places. And if any member in your family has fever, cough, cold, he should stay at home and avoid going out so that he doesn't spread the infection to other people in the community.
President of Public Health Foundation of India, Dr. K. Srinath Reddy, said India is in a much better position as compared to the rest of the world as far as COVID-19 cases are concerned, and the measures taken are yielding results.
अब तक जो नतीजे निकले हैं उससे पता चलता है कि ये वायरस का प्रभाव को रोकने में हम काफी कामयाबी हासिल कर चुके हैं दूसरे देशों के मुकाबले में। आज का हालात जो है उसमें कोई संशय नहीं है कि हमारा हालात दूसरे देशों के मुकाबले में बेहतर है।
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates first ever submarine optical fiber cable for Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Inaugurating the link, Prime Minister says it is government's commitment to improve connectivity and ease of living. Environment Minister Prakash Zavadekar releases document on best practices and launches portal on human-elephant conflict today. Over 15 lakh people recovered from COVID-19 in the country so far. Recovery rate further improves to 69.33%. And Health Ministry's telemedicine platform provides over 1.5 lakh online consultations. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. The News Services Division of All India Radio in its bilingual live phone-in program today will bring you a special discussion on COVID-19. Dr. Rajinder K. Dhamija, Head of Neurology Department, Lady Hardinge Medical College, will participate in the discussion. Listeners can ask questions to the expert on toll-free telephone number 1-800-115767. You can also ask questions on telephone number 011-2331-4444 and post queries on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts by #AskAIR.
This can be heard tonight on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards. This program will also be available on our website newsonair.com and on our YouTube channel News on AIR Official. You can listen to it on our mobile app News on AIR. One-day assembly session of Manipur Legislative Assembly is undergoing now, in which a confidence motion will be moved by the State Chief Minister N. Biren Singh. The session began from 11 a.m. today, and the session has obituary reference for late former Governor of Manipur Ved Prakash Marva and 2 other former MLAs who expired recently. The House will also likely to have thorough discussion on rising of COVID-19 positive cases in Manipur due to movement of central security forces. The trust motion, which will decide the fate of present BJP-led state government, will be done this evening. Both the ruling party and opposition party has already issued whips to their party MLAs, asking them to attend the session and vote as per the party line.
The Supreme Court today granted time to the University Grants Commission, UGC, to respond on the decision taken by Maharashtra and Delhi government to cancel university exams amid the COVID-19 pandemic. The Apex Court has also sought reply by UGC to address the question whether the Disaster Management Act would override the UGC notification on guidelines for exams. The bench of Justices Ashok Bhushan, B.R. Subhash Reddy and M.R. Shah took up the matter for hearing today. The governments of Delhi and Maharashtra had earlier filed affidavits in the court stating that the exams would not be conducted in the light of the COVID-19 pandemic. The UGC, on the other hand, maintained that the exams need to be conducted by September 30th. The Apex Court has given time to the UGC to file the reply on the issue, and the Supreme Court fixed the matter for hearing on August 14th. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the critically injured BJP worker who was shot at by terrorists yesterday in Ompora area of central Kashmir's Budgam district succumbed to his grievous injuries at the SMHS hospital this morning. Police said that Abdul Hamid Nazar, a resident of Ompora, Mehendipura area of Budgam, was shot at by terrorists yesterday morning, resulting in critical bullet wounds in his abdomen. Security forces have already launched a manhunt to nab the assailants.
The Health Ministry's initiative E-Sanjeevani OPD, a telemedicine service, has registered 1,58,000 online consultations. Health and Family Welfare Minister Harshvardhan said since last November, 23 states have launched the services covering 75% of the country's population, while others are in the process of rolling it out. The E-Sanjeevani platform has enabled 2 types of teleconsultations, doctor-to-doctor E-Sanjeevani and patient-to-doctor E-Sanjeevani OPD. Dr. Harshvardhan said E-Sanjeevani is being implemented under the Ayushman Bharat Health and Wellness Centre ABHWC's program. It seeks to connect all 1,50,000 health and wellness centres using the hub and spoke model by December 2022. He said so far 12,000 health professionals, including 2,800 doctors, have been trained to offer consultations on the national e-platform through over 3,000 HWCs across 10 states. Every day, around 250 doctors and specialists are providing e-health services despite the lockdown, he said. This service is available on Android apps. A patient gets to see the doctor in around 5 minutes after logging in.
In the run-up to the 74th Independence Day celebrations, we bring you today a special story about the initiatives of Digital India. The NDA government has laid a lot of emphasis on transforming India into a digitally empowered society and knowledge economy. The Digital India program was launched on the 1st of July 2015 to achieve this objective. The Digital India journey in the past 5 years has centered around empowerment, inclusion and digital transformation. It has positively impacted all aspects of the lives of Indian citizens: identity management through Aadhaar, direct benefit transfer, common service centers, DigiLocker, mobile-based Umang services, participatory governance through MyGov, Ayushman Bharat and PM Kisan. A report.
Digital India's initiatives have played a pivotal role during the COVID-19 situation, such as Arogya Setu, E-Sanjeevani, sensitization through MyGov and social media platforms. The number of e-services has increased from 2,463 in 2014 to 3,858 till May this year. Daily average electronic transactions have increased from 66 lakh in 2014 to 16.3 crore in 2020. Aadhaar has been issued to 125.7 crore residents and 4,216 crore authentications have been facilitated. Direct benefit transfer to the tune of 11.1 lakh crore rupees has been disbursed for 426 schemes from 56 ministries. Mobile connections are being used by 117 crore people and internet connections are being used by 68.8 crore users. With Anupam Mishra, Suparna Saikia, AIR News, Delhi.
Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rupani has announced Mukhyamantri Kisan Sahay Yojana for the current Kharif season. Addressing a press conference in Gandhinagar today, he said that all farmers of the state will be covered under the scheme. He said that there is no need to pay any premium or registration process. Mr. Rupani said that the state government had to pay 5,700 crore rupees premium of crop insurance for the current agriculture season. Therefore, the state government has decided to scrap the tender and choose an alternate simplified crop insurance scheme. The new scheme announced today replaces the existing crop insurance scheme. He said that those who have already paid the premium for the existing scheme will get a refund. Tribal farmers are also included in the scheme, contrary to the previous in which they were excluded.
In Sri Lanka, all government schools have reopened today for all grades nearly 5 months after they were closed due to COVID outbreak in the country. More from our correspondent.
The COVID situation in Sri Lanka has been under control after country remained under curfew for almost 2 months. The cases increased in between because of 2 clusters at a Navy command in April and a rehabilitation center last month. Schools were opened in phases last month but got shut because of outbreak at rehabilitation center and general elections. The government under President Gotabaya and PM Mahinda Rajapaksa had made the successful control of COVID one of their major election planks, and the success contributed significantly to the 2/3 majority achieved by government at last week elections. The repatriation flights to bring Sri Lankans back were also suspended and will be resumed from this week. Santosh Kumar for AIR News from Colombo.
4 students from Tamil Nadu studying medicine in Russia are reported to have lost their lives due to drowning. They were students of the Volgograd State Medical University in southern Russia on the bank of the river Volga. They are said to have gone for a bath in the river last Saturday when one of them was washed away. The other 3 are said to have died in their efforts to rescue them. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Edapadi Palanisamy has expressed his condolences to the bereaved families.
The landslide hit Rajamala in Idukki district in Kerala on Friday. 49 lives were lost so far, as 6 more dead bodies were recovered from the site today.
Rescue and search operations are ongoing in the landslide-hit region. Weather is comparatively favorable today in the area. Meanwhile, the strength of rain had reduced in many places in the state, even as Met Department predict very heavy rain across the state. As the water level in Mullaperia Dam had risen, the authorities informed that the matter had been taken up with the Tamil Nadu government. The Theni district authorities said that in case of opening of the dam's shutters, Kerala will be informed in advance. 3 people had died in various rain-related incidents. Tribal hamlets of the Idukki districts are isolated. People are being shifted to relief camps. Kutanad region in Alappuzha is flooded and widespread agriculture damage is being reported from the region. Mayusha for AR News from Thiruvananthapuram.
In Uttarakhand, normal life has been affected following incessant rain during the last 24 hours. Many roads have been blocked due to landslide and debris on roads. Char Dham Yatra has also been affected due to road blocks. According to official agencies concerned, were working to open the roads. In Pithoragarh and Bageshwar, many linked roads were blocked due to debris. Kumaon region witnessed heavy rainfall at some places during the last 24 hours.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital Delhi experienced minimum temperature of 27 degrees Celsius. Maximum temperature is expected to have around 33 degrees with thunderstorm and rain. Mumbai will have a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. The minimum temperature recorded was 27 degrees. Maximum will be around 30 degrees. Chennai will have generally cloudy sky and light rain. Minimum temperature recorded was 24 degrees. Maximum expected to go up to 31 degrees. Kolkata will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Onto the north in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, minimum temperature was 25 degrees Celsius in Jammu. Maximum will be around 32 degrees. Srinagar will witness thunderstorm with rain. In Gilgit, minimum temperature will remain generally cloudy towards afternoon or evening. On night, temperature will be between 20 and 34 degrees. Muzaffarabad, thunderstorm with rain is expected. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates first ever submarine optical fibre cable for Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Inaugurating the link, Prime Minister says it is government's commitment to improve connectivity and ease of living. Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar releases document on best practices and launches portal on human-elephant conflict today. Over 15 lakh people recovered from COVID-19 in the country so far. Recovery rate further improves to 69.33%. And Health Ministry's telemedicine platform provides over 1.5 lakh online consultations. And with that, we end the midday news.